In this video, we're going to review something y'all probably learned about in the 8th grade, order of operations. It's not something that comes into play in everyday life, but it's going to be important in this class because we're going to do a lot of calculations. Applying order of operations correctly can mean the difference between getting the right answer and not, even when you've selected the right formula and used the right variables. So there's the order on the screen. You may remember it as, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, PEMDAS, working left to right. The first thing we do is deal with what's inside the parentheses. Next, handle any exponents, then multiply or divide, and finally add or subtract. It's a hierarchy. Parentheses are the highest order operation. You always do what's inside the parens first. We're going to look at 3 examples of solving some equations to illustrate how order of operations is applied. The first step is to isolate the variable of interest. If you're solving for x, that means get x on one side of the equal sign and everything else on the other side. Simplify in every way you can, and finally, if x has a coefficient, divide through by that number so you have your answer. So let's look at our first example. It's a pretty easy one. First thing we need to do is deal with what's inside the parens. So that's going to give us 3 plus 2 times 5 minus 2 is 3. Next thing we're going to do is multiply, which will give us 3 plus 2 times 3 is 6. Finally, we're going to add. 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. That's our answer. Now that was a pretty easy one. Let's look at another example, a little bit more involved. In this case, we're given y is equal to x times 1 plus r quantity raised to the n power. We're given y, we're given x, and we're given n. We're solving for r. The first thing we want to do here is substitute in everything we're given. So we're going to have 4.84 is equal to x, which is 4, times 1 plus r, our variable of interest, squared. Clearly, we can't deal with what's inside the parens. That's where the r is. And the same reason we can't deal with the exponent. What we can do is divide both sides by 4. On the right-hand side, that gets rid of that, and it leaves us with 1.21 is equal to 1 plus r squared. Take the square root of both sides, get rid of that, and we have 1.1 is equal to 1 plus r. r is equal to 0.10. The first thing we're going to do here is multiply both sides by 3. That gets rid of the fraction and leaves us with 12 plus x squared is equal to 21. Then we're going to subtract 12 from both sides, and that leaves us with x squared is equal to 9. Square root of both, x is equal to 3. I hope this video has helped you recall order of operations. I want to emphasize how important it is to work things in that order. When you're working a problem manually and when you're working in Excel, if you're in doubt, put in parens to force the order since parentheses always come first.